What's going on, guys? Before we get into today's video, I want to take a second to say thank you. Uploading that, I did not expect that it would do the numbers that it's been doing, and to virtually see my channel grow from 500 subscribers to 2,000 plus has been incredible, insane. All of the words. Thank you so much for subscribing, sticking around, watching other videos. It's been incredible to see all the love, all the comments, and I'm very thankful. But enough of that. Let's take a deep dive into, I would say, one of my worst music listening habits. La, 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 la. I'd say I didn't start forming my music taste until early 2011. My upbringing to that point was whatever was on 106 in Park after school and whatever was on the radio of my big sister's 2003 Neon. My point being, my interest in any other music other than the top 100 hip-hop songs on the radio was very minimal. But as many know, your middle school to high school years are some of the most formative years in figuring out who you are as a person. And in those years, I began developing my taste. I was being introduced to the likes of Nirvana, the Beatles, Tribe Called Quest, Buddy Holly, Pink Floyd, MF Doom, and so much more. My music brain was going absolutely insane for all of this brilliant music that I literally didn't know existed. It was incredible. But if there's one thing I regret about that period of exploration, is the habit I picked up along the way. And that's my ability to hyperfixate on a single song for months, sometimes a year on end, to the point of needing a break from the song. Also, stop playing. You do the same thing. Look, dude, I love music. And the feeling you get when listening to a track for the first time and getting that undeniable feeling that it's potentially going to be one of your favorite tracks for your entire life is something that can't be replicated. With that being said, I'm actually proud to report that today I haven't gotten over this habit. If anything, it's gotten worse. I've set my life up in a manner in which I'm always around new music, and that means the chances of a song wowing me and keeping my attention for a long period of time is super high. But nothing quite like the song we're talking about today. This song was on repeat for the duration of an entire year, for its catchiness, of course, but the lyrics won me over as it tells this incredibly sad story of a failing relationship, comparing the hurt she endured from this relationship to a load of dirty shoes going through the wash. This is Washing Machine Heart by Mitski. Washing Machine Heart comes off the critically acclaimed 2018 album, Be the Cowboy, an album that has notoriously become the go-to for a solid crying session, something Mitski went on record saying how honored she was that she could evoke such an emotion.
It's incredibly validating. Yeah. It makes me feel useful. I think what I want most in the world is to feel useful. Mm-hmm. And I don't have many other skills. I don't have another trade, so just knowing that something I made or something I contributed actually means something to other people. Really validating.
I'm fairly new to Mitski's music, and playing this album through the first time evoked a lot of emotions. Emotions that, you guessed it, made me cry. Taking a look back at the record, the tears didn't really begin to flow for me until the back half of the record. Starting with the single Nobody, a song detailing the morbid loneliness she was experiencing while in Malaysia during the holidays. And we were good. There was no more crying. I was listening to the album. Then the song by the name of A Horse Named Cold Air came on, and the tears were back. Mitski uses the metaphor of an aging racehorse to tell the story of someone who, looking back on their life, finds they've just circled the same old scent. And how was I not supposed to cry to that? On top of the metaphor use and general fear of articulating something like that, the song itself is absolutely gorgeous. One of Mitski's best, in my opinion. So after the piano fades on that song, I took a pause to recover and essentially prepare for the 3 remaining records on the album. And I was pleasantly surprised by the track that followed. Jumping back into the album, I was surprised at how groovy the song was and instantly fell in love with what I was hearing. But with lyrics on hand, I was very interested in the story that was being told. The story of a dying relationship.
Your dirty shoes in my washing machine heart, baby, bang it up inside.
Here, Mitski has ultimately likened her position in her relationship to that of a washing machine, a machine that purely exists to clean, and she feels and knows she's purely existing in this relationship to absorb any and all emotions, then rinse and repeat. No longer a significant other, but more so a tool that keeps what's left of their love alive. The sad comparison only gets deeper as it seems she's still making efforts to rekindle what they had, pleading for affection, and the only way to get said affection is to put on a different persona. This whole sequence, which was essentially a bird's eye view into a damaged and one-sided relationship, was jarring to hear first listen. The obvious attempt to bring back the feeling that once was is a failed one, leaving her questioning herself in a similar fashion that her partner has. Being hyper aware of the way he feels about her, along with the self-doubt that she possesses already, is a combination that could send anybody into a frenzy. These next few lines could potentially have many meanings for all its listeners. I felt the line of "I know who you pretend I am" as a blatant call out of her knowing his mind goes elsewhere when they're together in general, or in this case being affectionate with one another. Which it's one thing to have a feeling of knowing your partner feels this way, but to definitively know that your partner feels this way is a gut punch like no other, leaving her to ask the painful question of why not me? Why am I not enough? What do I have to do to live up to this person that is constantly in your head when I'm around? Questions that dig at her heart and possibly will for a very long time. Mitski, in a short amount of time, has become one of my favorite artists, and it was fueled by this incredible album, yes, but more so, this incredibly catchy song. Thinking of the heart as a washing machine that her careless significant other mindlessly tosses their dirty shoes into.